Kamala Harris, but because you made the disastrous mistake of saying there were no smart, intelligent, or strong, intelligent women
fuck
who
you,
supported
Mark
Donald
Cuban.
Trump, and they showed up
I made a
in
TikTok
droves
about
on
that.
Tuesday to prove just how wrong you were. So suck it. Okay.
This is.
On
I
the
want
winner
you to
list,
see
yes,
who
obviously.
JD is.
DT. Donald Trump is the biggest winner of all, the greatest comeback of all time,
If
the greatest
JD
political
ain't
run,
more
the
like
greatest
a real
political story
American,
of all
I don't
time.
know.
So much winning. He's actually correct about that prediction he made long ago. But we've got to spend 1 minute. This is where I'm going to close out the show on JD Vance. I'm so proud of the guy. He's been so on point. He took so much shit
Andy
when he was
Bashir
named,
is mad because
especially when they did the switcheroo on the Dem side. People were getting nervous. They're like, you should have done something that would appeal to more Republicans like Nikki Haley, which really didn't understand where the Republican Party is right now at all. She's not popular, to put it mildly, with the MAGA base. And he took a lot of shit with those childless cat ladies and all this stuff. They tried to paint JD Vance into a monster.
Yeah.
And he is anything but. He is
Kamala
a dear,
got hers edited
kind,
and
smart,
clean.
noble guy. He really is. And
This is JD.
to this moment,
if
he's running, kind of messaging for Trump in a way that really cuts through
with
the
Americans.
nonsense. He just sent out a tweet that I pulled because you should hear it, where he's trying to speak to the people on this whole disinformation, who was misled and who wasn't. This is what he writes. One of the most important skills I see in successful and good people is to constantly reevaluate assumptions. They make predictions based on various inputs, some of them unknown, and reevaluate based on what they got right and wrong. They trust people not because they're always right, no one is, but because if you're constantly seeking the truth, it's easy to identify those who are doing the same. Not you, Alan Lippman. That was me, not him. If you were confident that Donald J. Trump was going to lose, maybe you should question what else you, quote, know about him. Maybe the people who misled you about his electoral chances have misled you about other things. In the words of Cormac McCarthy, quote, if the rule you followed brought you to this, of what use was the rule? Well said. There is not likely to be that kind of reflection on the left, but J.D. Vance doesn't need to prove himself anymore to any of us.
Nope.
And
he never did.
I'm privileged to have met him a long time ago and to have seen the promise in this guy
Yeah, listen to
when
this.
he was still pretty baby-faced, a little rounder than he is today, not quite as sharp in a few different ways, but still just as special. And it's a clip that's been making the rounds on Twitter in the wake of his victory, and I thought we'd close with it today. Here we are. Was it 17 or 18?
This is going to be our vice president.
Kind of blending together. It was 2017. Yours truly, and JD Vance. Being sworn at, insulted, or humiliated by your parents.
Sure. Check.
Being pushed, grabbed, or having something thrown at you.
Check.
Having parents who are separated or divorced.
Check.
Living with an alcoholic or a drug user.
Check.
Living with someone who is depressed or attempted suicide.
Check.
Watching a loved one be physically abused.
Check.
You're batting 1,000.
Yeah.
That man will be sworn in as Vice President of the United States on January 20th. J.D. Vance.
Now, if that man isn't more like a real American and not a blue-blooded, spoon-fed
cheering him in a particularly special
VP,
when he takes the office.
that man has been through
was the smartest of us all.
what most of us has been through. Everything he just said, I've seen that too. And you have too. What better person to be in office than somebody that has actually experienced what us Americans experience every day? I like JD.
The Americans
and that
put them in office. I can't
is a real candidate.
to see them get started.
That is a candidate for the people.
Have a great weekend.
That is a candidate for us that has been through abuse, seen it, addiction, all that. He's been through all that. That's why he's going to be a great VP.
Hey everyone, I'm Nathan
And he's
Kelly.
a Gen
Welcome
X
to the
too.
Nathan Kelly Show, and happy Monday. It is legitimately a happy Monday, isn't it? I don't know
Just
about
thought
you,
I
but I've
would
been on
share
cloud
that with
nine
you.
since last Tuesday
That's
night.
JD.
I feel great.
He's
I
been
really
through
do.
hell
I feel
just like we
America's
have.
already becoming greater
He's not
than
had
it
a
was
charmed life.
just by the promise of a Trump
He can
presidency.
relate
He's
to
made some staffing announcements
Americans
that
more
have
than
me
you
feeling
think.
Especially so. We'll get to those in
And
just
that's
a
what
bit,
we need in
especially on
office. And that's why
immigration.
Donald picked him.
Meantime, the left